Hey, well, anyway, here I am. So, yeah, I've been doing laundry. Nothing really big cleaning. I gotta do my floor, just sweep it and clean that, but nothing serious. I've just been enjoying my day watching my HBO Max. I splurged and got no. I have no commercials. Oh, it's beautiful. So, anyways, that's about it for me. I've been watching a lot of TV. So, my babe, get this one. Just seeing and waiting for people. I haven't had nothing much. It's like really fucking hot. Yesterday was like a nice break. I got home from work and it was cloudy and it was nice. So my pump house is done. It looks beautiful. Oh my God. It's built right. It looks good. It really does. So, yeah, I then just, oh, hello. How are you? Welcome to my show. Please put a thumbs up. It helps with the algorithm. I've been just doing little things here and there. I made myself nachos and Spanish rice. I haven't got to the Spanish rice, but I had my second helping after about 3 hours. I was like, wow, I'm been craving nachos. Maybe it's the salt in it. You know? So anyway, I got fished again. This guy was talking that he was a big hitter and everything, and I wanted a date, not a spend a night. That's like a little bit too fast. So I was like, okay, you want what? You know what I mean? And you're going, sir, I think that it's really great that, you know, you dig me. But I was like, oh boy. Then he goes, yeah, tonight, yeah, you gotta pick me up. I go, excuse me. Oh no, no, no. So what ended up happening was that he was saying that he was some big, so and so, and you're like, well, that's great, that's great. And then you find out that, he doesn't, have a car, and his excuse is, well, I flew from Florida to here and I don't have a vehicle. Well, don't you have a house here that you're staying at? Well, my son's living in the house, and I'm like, okay, all right. In other words, he's starting over, and the houses are owned by other people. He owned the houses at one time. So I'm sitting there thinking, well, I'm now we'll have to make it another time, I said. And he broke everything off and blocked me and stuff. And I'm like, cool. Well, he was a nutbag anyway. They move so quick. And when you put the word no and you stop with your brakes and they get all crazy, Yeah, you made the good deal. Some other people that I was supposed to have communications with, they didn't. They'll make a date, and I was supposed to go out Friday. I was supposed to go out today, but I wasn't going to be picking up Mr. Crazy Pants. And then, yeah, going out in Vegas. I'm like, no, dude, that's a bit fast. So yeah, I now I'm just like, okay, no one else has texted me, and I'm like, oh, that sounds good. And that's where I am with that. So feel free to say something over here in this lovely space right here. Tell me, what you're doing this weekend. Are you hanging out with friends? Are you spending time alone? Is it just a regular time? Over in Europe, you will find, and this is no joke, I've had friends say this, they live with more than one family member. That's what it used to be like, where you would have the grandma and grandparents, they'd be in um, a small, it'd be like, in some cases, if they were, had money, that they would have like a 2 or 3 bedroom cottage in back. A 2 or 3 bedroom cottage in back, and then you have the parents, and then you got the kids. So when a woman gets married, they leave the family, and then they go to the son's family, which would be that they might either have their own cottage or their own bedroom. And that's usually how it goes with that. You'll have like the mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, a whole bunch of family there. And, you know, I grew up for a while next door to my grandparents, but my dad had to pay rent. He did. It wasn't free. A lot of the family members would talk, oh, it's free. No, it's not free. My dad had to pay rent. Well, if anyone comes in, don't forget, we have a love chat. I got to get some of that lotion that they talk about on all these, like you got TikTok, they have commercials and stuff, and I'm like, I got to get some of that stuff. Looks like not many people didn't. I was watching Dune, the new one, and you know what? Okay, the first Dune came out about the time that the Beetlejuice came out, and it was phenomenal then. And it looks about the same if you think about it. I mean, they got some extra, I guess you would say, you would know what's going on. Like backstories that weren't really put out, and Maybe that's the different uh, deal with this doing. Well, it looks like I got libations here. Let's see. Oh, wrong one. Oh, there's my hair. Get in there. Oh, this sounds like I'm an alcoholic. I will be drinking Kinky Aloha Breeze. I'm having a kinky time by myself. It looks like you're gonna like. Ooh, alcohol just makes those wonderful uh, ice cubes disappear. Hello. Today we are having open conversation, whatever you want. Please feel free to chat and put a thumbs up. It helps with the algorithm. That's pretty good. You can taste, and I swear it's not even that expensive. It was like under, hey, premium vodka with natural flavors and certified color. So it tastes really fruity. Mm. You can taste the coconut. Very good. Oh, it's my, I put a spell on you. So anyway, tomorrow I'm starting early. I'm I'm helping train, so I said, yeah, sure, I'll do it. Kinky Aloha Breeze. It's not that much alcohol, really. I just like to drink a little something. It takes me a while to find what I want. So anyway, I have in my life, when people don't normally do certain things, you think, well, yeah, it's weird. My great grandfather was battling demons, evil. He went to the monastery he was going to vow the vow to be a priest, and then he didn't. 'Cause I'm here, I'm living proof. It's amazing how some people, under stresses of life and such, that they would have the possibility of going to a monastery. I've heard about that. I mean, back in the days where there's the rich and wealthy, and the firstborn male would get everything, and who was left over, sometimes they would go to the monastery if they weren't married off. So these are things that are not told in fairy tales. They all act like, until death, but a lot of times the father will get a certain amount of money, and after it could be like the wife says, hey, dad's kind of like losing it. Let's get everything changed over you, and you've got to hurry up and marry anybody. Can you imagine? I couldn't imagine going, God dang, I got to marry somebody. They got to take care of me. Yeah. My great grandmother was married off to my great grandfather. Under those circumstances, she was going to become a nun and met my great grandfather, and he didn't take a vow, neither did she. They left together. This is what I don't know how that went, but he was going to be a priest and went to the monastery. Hello, welcome. Over here, chat. We have open talking, and put a thumbs up. It really helps with the algorithm. So we were talking about monasteries and what the rich did when they, especially in Europe, when they would, someone would die, who was going to get the riches. That's why they always talk about males being so important, because back then it wasn't where a woman would go, well, I'll just hyphen my name and I'll marry this guy. I keep everything. Back then, women were kind of like second-class citizens. You had to marry, and marry the ugly guy. So anyway, I think to myself, wow. uh, I'm glad I'm here now. Boy, that would suck as a woman over back then. So yeah, I could not believe it though. I got fished again. This time I humored them, and I'm like, yeah, yeah, okay. Oh boy, it was so good. Oh boy. I'm thinking, I don't think he's going to drive here. I had this inner feeling. This doesn't this doesn't add up type feeling. So in the end, he wanted me to go to Vegas to pick him up. I'm like, no. What if we don't get along and I have to drive the motherfucker back? No. You don't got a car and you're saying you're all that in a bag of chips. I don't think you're a bag of chips. I don't think you could afford a bag of chips. Mm-mm. Plenty of good. Yeah. I'm back again. Yeah. Oh boy. He was so full of it. It was hilarious. The FBI work. The CIA. Oh yeah, he laid it on so thick it was like, really? Oh my god. I was laughing so hard. And then the whole kit and caboodle laughter, it was, could you pick, it wasn't, could you pick me up? You're going to pick me up. I'm like, no, have the FBI pick you up. Oh shit. It was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I was like, cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo. Well, okay, I'm messing with the mentally ill. I'm sorry. He contacted me. He did all the bullshit and stuff, and I'm just like sitting there, really? Okay. I thought it was hilarious. If you tell a woman, a bunch of BS, you better have at least a car. Not a junker clunker, a decent car. Not even a Tesla. I seen the new Tesla though. Wow. It was nice. Real nice. It's like I'm trying to look for my weed. I got it. I just always forget to bring them. I usually have to do a setup, but I forgot to do a setup. I was like, oh, no. Like, bit much. So I've been using my new grinder. It just doesn't have a light. It's supposed to have a light on it. There's no light on it. It's I bought it broke. But it has a Rick and Morty. It spins. It's supposed to have a light where you turn it on and it doesn't work. But it's got a cool thing. You open it up. See, you can kind of. You can take it out if you want. And back. So I got that. I got that last week. I was going to take it back, and I didn't use it. And they said, we can't accept it back. I'm like, ugh, you guys are asses. Mental note. In a place that sells, these type of things, and stuff, I guess you call fun shops. Well, anyway, they usually got to make sure it works before you leave. Yeah. Oh, thank you. It doesn't light up. That's what it's supposed to do. But it is a nice grinder besides that. I like how you can take the whole little drawer out and it has like a little half thing in the front end of it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then when you open it up, it's like that. It's really nice. I like the whole thing. I want to have lots of fun joints with this. I'm used to the metal ones. This one is plastic. So see how that goes. But my top part is supposed to 23 bucks. Yeah. The electric doesn't work on it. Oh, I'm glad you like it. Well, today I'm braless. Who doesn't like Rick and Morty? That's my whole figurization. Who doesn't like Rick and Morty? I mean, really, they're weird. I think if it costed over 40 bucks, I'd be pissed. I got to make a minimum if you spend a certain amount on stuff to make sure that you make it work. If it doesn't work, then yeah. So I've just been sitting here, talking about stuff. And sometimes when people get stressed out, shoot, I'm trying to think. I'm surprised you didn't go to a mortuary or a sanctuary after all the shit you've been through. So anyway, yeah, they changed the Doctor Who, into a woman. So I'm like, wow. So I get caught up on my Doctor Who. That's what I'm going to do. I think I'll just add the Dune to watch later. It's like 3 hours freaking long. It's like watching a Titanic. I mean, god dang. get caught up on Doctor Who. Yeah, boy, this guy was really, wow, wow. My nails were growing like you can't believe. Who doesn't like Rick and Morty? So yeah, I've been just hanging at home. I gotta get my laundry when I'm done here, and because it's been drying and we've had our water on, so it feels a little normal. We got our water pump house rebuilt, so that's something, at least before winter. Fall is coming up, and soon it will be cooler. I would also like to be kept in thought. The guy that usually comes on here as a moderator, John, which he has told me repeatedly we'll never meet, and he's just there as a support unit. But anyway, I don't know what's going on in his life, but apparently he hasn't been here. So let's give a moment of silence or prayer that he gets everything settled and he's able to support his family. Okay, so yeah, he hasn't been on, and I think that he's going through a tough patch in his life. So I think he actually went to the monastery because he was checking several of them out. And then he was telling me, how much, he was acting like a priest more than a person. And I think that he was going to take the vow to be a priest. And he kind of went MIA on my internet, including on here. So that's what I think. Yes. So we'll see what happens. Maybe he'll show up on here while we're talking now, or maybe he's watching now and afraid to, come on and, you know, going through some tough patch and just doesn't want to talk to anybody, but he'll watch what's going on. And don't forget to put a thumbs up because it helps with the algorithm. My great grandfather went to a monastery to, he was doing the same thing about same age, when he met my great grandma. He married her, and that was it. The second movie where it shows that old lady, that looked exactly like my great grandmother, down to the whiskers. Oh, yeah. looked very much like her. It was like, wow. So in the whole, scheme of things, I think that he'll be back soon. He just needs some time to gather up his thoughts. You know. So I've had fun today messing with the crazies, especially when they pull a bullshit thing on everything. I'm like, dude, you just laid it on so thick, man. When you have people laying it on thick, you're like, really? Is that so? Well, Jesus Christ Superstar. And you got that Jesus mentality. But once you say, I'm not going to pick you up, you should have your own fucking car. And I don't want to spend the night. I want a date. I want to go out. Oh, you just wanted to get laid. Well, stop by your RV. No, you don't. You don't have a car. Go get a car and then you can see me at a restaurant. Like I said, when sociopaths try to push you, and all you have to do in the beginning, no. When you say the word no, they know you cannot be manipulated. So they try other stuff, and you're like, eh. Once you said no, a lot of times they're like, you're not manipulatable. So they move on. Boy, I had a bunch of weed after I got done eating. I feel so good. Wow. So I got a second channel called Grump and Pahrump, and I really need some subscribers. If I get 50 subscribers, I can go live on there, but it won't be about weed and stuff. It will be about yoga. It will be about healthy living, detoxing, and all that stuff. It will show, I will have different exercises and different things to make yourself healthier. So it'll be no weed. I mean, I love this channel and all, but the thing is, it sometimes gets where I'm tired, for goodness sakes. Geez, I'm barely making it an hour. Oh, and I lost my, unless it's like John said there, it'll go in and out, and I never see the thumbs, the if someone puts a thumbs up or whatever. So I am, wow, I got two people. Oh, hey, don't forget, you can chat over here, newcomer, welcome, and put a thumbs up. So yeah, it's been a learning experience. I think this is truly the weirdest life that I've ever had. Oh boy, I try to keep my ass out of trouble, but yeah, I I've been working hard. People ask me, oh, I'm working hard. I don't take 20-minute pee breaks. I don't have health that's failing. I've been doing pretty good, in the past, so I can't complain. I've just been working my bum off and coming home. So I got to clean up a little bit. No big deal. I keep up on my dishes because I got ant farm outside, and when I'm done, I clean it up right away. I don't have no crap or anything. Boy, that was a delicious watermelon I got. I got a seeded watermelon. They're like $8, so I got the biggest MF I can get. So I had to wait for my fridge to get kind of empty. So I cut up my watermelon. I had to cut it in half and put half of it here and half of it there. And I was like, I'm going to have to really start eating on it. But my son loves watermelon too, so let's hope he has some. Eh, if not. I don't know. I haven't heard from him. He was talking to me, it was a month ago, about, like priesthood and going in the priesthood. Now, my great grandfather went in the priesthood, but he never took his vow. He ended up marrying my great grandmother. Um, the only thing I can say to that is that I think he is in a monastery. I really do. I think that's where he's at. He just doesn't want to say. That's where I think John is at. He's in a monastery. And I know which one it is, too, because he was talking about it. And I got a picture of it. 'Cause he showed me the picture. He kind of got miffed for a while because I wanted to put it on as a screensaver. I figure if you're I meditated on the picture one day and I was wondering why he was there. He's visited there before, not many times, just once before, to get a kind of feel. And that's where all the pictures came from. And then I got a feeling about him staying in a very, very, it was like a one bed. There was no bathroom. It just had like, you know, the basics of basics. And he stayed there. And I don't know if he was thinking about the priesthood, he just wanted to live how the priest did. I don't know. All I got is him there praying and being vigilant. That's really what I see. Monastery, the same one that he showed a picture of. So I know he's safe. He's okay. He's not getting stupid. I don't know. I think he's either staying there not to be a priest, but maybe for solace. But, I don't know what his personal life is. Yeah, because he was talking about this place. I go, isn't that you're dealing with the priesthood? He never really answered me. So I'm thinking maybe he goes there for like an escape. Like how if someone's really stressed, they go to a room, meditate, and come back and they're okay. Well, I think that's the same thing. He's going through stresses in his life that he doesn't want to tell people, and he goes to a monastery to unload them, and then he gets his power back, so to speak. He gets feeling good, and he goes back home. You know, just a thought. I would never. I don't have that kind of money to go fly wherever and go. Well, okay, I'm stressed this week. I'm going to go to a monastery, but it could be close by for him. You know, he was such a great moderator. So please put a thumbs up. It helps with the algorithm. Welcome, new people. We have been talking about John, who has been our moderator for about, I'd say, 3 months. And it's just, he's been going through some personal stresses, and I would like everyone to kind of like put a prayer chain, for John, because he's a good hard worker. I don't know what stresses are going through, but I hope that he goes through them and is able to come back and at least moderate at least once, or just to let us know, hey, I'm stopping by. I want to let you know I'm doing okay. Thank you for the prayers or whatever. So if that's the case, I'm cool with that. I know he's a busy person. I don't expect him to moderate here like he's living in his mom's basement. That's not the case with this guy. Yeah, I think he's going through some personal problems. He wants to love everybody and make sure they're safe, but then he himself doesn't at times love himself enough and gets stressed out. He's got family to take care of, he's got things going on, and he has his own life. So I understand that. I'm happy when he comes here. If he doesn't, it is what it is. You know, but I've known a lot of people who go to the monastery and they're charged a certain much. Yeah, if you're stressed out, the best place, if you're someone who has the connections to go to a monastery, it's very quiet. And if you go to the right one, it matters what they offer. My dad looked into that. He goes, hey, you want to go to a monastery? I go, no, I'm not going to become a nun. I was married at that time, and my dad goes, no, we could go to the one where they do the chanting. And I'm like, really, Dad? You're that bored? He was that bored. He was going to take me to a monastery. I don't remember where it was. I would have to go get a passport. And he was like, let's spend a couple of weeks. We'll have a good time. So what kind of food do they have? And I said, there's got to be a catch for my dad to want to go. They got to have at least some good food. And he didn't. Oh, they sell their baked goods. What kind of baked goods? Because yeah, his nickname was Cookie Monster. So yeah, I knew there was a catch 21. And he didn't want to go alone. Yeah, it didn't happen though. He missed some good baked goods, I guess. I said, good thing. Just go to one of those places that have the fancy dancy baked goods. It's better than going to a monastery. You want chanting? Here, I got chanting. They're baked goods and chanting. I remember telling my dad that and having the chanting going in the background. He goes, where'd you get these? These are pretty good. And I go, um, it was kind of coincidental. It was called the Monastery Baking Company. He's like looking at that. Very funny. I go, I didn't plan that. All I did was pick it up and throw it in because it said organic and very good, and the price was very nice too. I miss talking to my dad. My dad was very funny, and he talked about going to the monastery because they had chanting. No, they had good baked goods too. So he wanted to go, and we get itchy feet. He's traveled all around the world, so he would tell me, yeah, all the places, and we would talk about stuff. The one thing my father did say, there is one word you can use in any country and they'll know what you're talking about. Jeep. If you say the word Jeep, he says, seriously, anywhere in the world, say the word Jeep, they know what you're talking about. That's how popular it has been throughout the world. And you'll always find somewhere there'll be at least one Jeep, even if if it's a real small community of 3 or 4 houses, that's how some places are. But if you got a community like this, there'll be at least one Jeep, even if it's in a foreign country. Trust me. Yeah, I worry about my moderators, and when they don't respond readily available, I think that there's something going on in their life, or they are where they were telling me where they were the first time they were at a monastery. And John, if he's in a stressful place, he doesn't want to talk to anybody, everybody, he might feel that if he is surrounded by evil in some way, or, you feel you're being out to get, I don't know how it would go for him. I don't know what job he has. All I know is he quit for 3 days, and he's never done that. And he's been very vigilant. He always stops in, even if he's busy, and says, "Hey, I'm just stopping in to let you know," and he'll tell everybody to go and subscribe and put a thumbs up. Thank you for coming. Come and chat. And he's been such a good moderator and a good person. So keep him in your heart, your prayers, and hopefully he will come back and, yeah. Yeah, John's a good dude. He is. So whatever is going on, if he's battling whatever, I call it, bad spirits or demons. I do believe in the real demons. They are really out there, and there is real evil out there. So maybe he got a haunted item. Maybe stuff's been going around. Maybe he's just stressed out, because usually I get a response back from him within a 24-hour period, and he will say something. And it's been now over 24 hours, and I feel that he's been stressed and not saying anything, just hoping to heal the world and love it. And sometimes the world kicks your ass, and yeah, it's not too nice. Hey, Prime. Yeah. And I'm being really naughty, Prime. No bra. Don't forget to put that thumbs up. It helps with the algorithm. Oh, Prime. You're naughty. Thank you, Prime. Yeah. It is hot, so I'm getting tired of the pigtails. So I figure while they're in my face, and it makes me hot anyway, so I just tie them up. I wore them to work like this, and they made fun of me, so I just tie it in a braided back or put it on top, because I got tired of them calling me, "Oh, look at that! You look, yeah." Oh, like they would just say it's weird looking. I told my last name spells out angel. All the words in my last name spell out angel. So I said, I'm not a demon or anything. I don't know. They just didn't like the hairstyle. And at that time, they were kind of like joking about it. It was hot. It gets really hot. We're expected to be 108 tomorrow. We're in the triple digits all this week. So it's fun, fun, fun. Oh, while you're here, Prime, I do have another channel, and it's called Grump and Pahrump. I should put that in my thing and edit that one on here. Yeah, it's called Grump and Pahrump. I need 50 subscribers. Oh. Check out Grump and Pahrump. It's about beauty and exercise. About beauty and exercise. There we go. Because if I don't do it now, I'll end up forgetting and I don't put it in. And I'm like, yeah, beauty and exercise. There's no weed smoking. I'll be doing exercise with yoga and I will be having a good time. So that's where I'm at with that. Yeah. Yeah, Prime, you're my man. You got to see my good morning. It's supposed to light up, but it doesn't. It has a, you open this up, you pull out, put it back in, got your grinder. Good morning. I'm glad the turny thing works at least. And the light up thing, she's a beauty and everything. That's it, you know. I mean, it's just is what it is. That's why I'm having a different channel on that. I need 49 subscribers so I can go live. I can put up videos, which is cool. So that's what I'm going to start doing. I'm going to do a lot of shorts where I'm going, different exercises like you need to stretch. You got to remember if you have a job where you're standing, that your blood just almost gets stuck down there on your feet. You got to move your feet up, and it's good to move them as high as your, I would say, your middle right here up to your, shit. You pull them up. That's why I'm supposed to be doing exercise. You pull them up as far as you can, and usually it's up to your hips. So you take it up to your hip, and you bring your feet up and down like this. It helps when your blood gets pooled and you have your blood feels that it is, yeah. Okay. I was just saying, hey, I'm trying to get some more so I can go live and do live stuff. So that I'm getting a different channel I'm going to work with. I'm going to work with this one. I'm going to start. I have to find my other. I got another wig. I got a cool ass Karen wig. Oh, this wig's so fucking cool. It's my original hair color pretty much with blonde hair color this. and it's like half and half. It looks so fucking real. It is unreal. I have gone to the store wearing it and bumped into people who knew me and would say nothing. They didn't even recognize me. I was like, wow, this is the coolest shit, man. Uh, yeah, I got the grump and Pahrump. What I had to put on private were actually rants and raves from my ex I was going to use against him if he would not let me get divorced. I actually got ammo too. I was going to put up a fight, and that's what that all the voices and all the things that were on private were because I did that. So yeah. You would go into a yelling tangent for hours, and you were going, really? Come on. Yeah. So a lot of times we get people, they would ask what this channel's about, and I would say, well, I got an idea how to get a gaming channel. I'm going to go to Rent a Center, see if I can rent a, I'm going to rent to own to do payments and see how much the payments would be. And more or less, I think I'm going to go there after I'm going to say to my friend, let's go home. I'm going to take a shower. I'm going to wear some really sexy clothes, and hopefully there's males in there and I can get a good deal. I know I'm thinking, I don't want to get, I mean, I just want, yeah, I want to cheat. I want to get a good deal. So Max HBO is supposed to also have another channel, but I haven't seen it. It's supposed to come on soon because I'm paying $30 a month for no commercials. I was like, yeah, maybe. So I've been watching Dune. I usually get on here at 7. I got here later, so I've been here for over an hour, and that's cool. I got 3 people, 3 thumbs up. I am happy as a clam. I am hoping that the person who's been stalking me for the past over a year, that they would just quit. Get another person, find someone else you want to have dessert with, and leave me the fuck alone. That's where I'm at. Ugh, this stuff doesn't taste right without ice, and I just don't feel like walking to the main house for that. My ex has been gone all day. Maybe my wish will be granted that he did. I've always hoped that he would get the same deal. What happened was the reason why I really don't drink that much, and when I do, it's very like not a lot of alcohol. It's like a sugar drink that makes you think you're on vacation, except you don't have to spend $15. You got the whole bottle for that, but it's still good. What happened was I asked my ex for a divorce, and he refused to give me a divorce. So I got real drunk. We got in a kind of fight because he was having his affairs, and I had found out, and I just was done with this shit. So to make a long story short, I went, and instead of just going to a lawyer and taking care of shit, I did the stupid thing and got into a fight with him again, and except I really took care of business. And he got stitches on his head, and I went to jail. And he was going to have me go to prison for 10 years because he was still in the military. So I would have to go to military prison, and they don't knock any time off for good behavior. He would not stop how can I say, he wouldn't unpress the charges. He wouldn't let me go. The only way he would do is if I went back with him. And they should have said, hey, do you want to get divorced with him? Yeah, we don't need to have you go back. But if you promise, he could have put a order where I'd have to get my shit and, start my life again. But he never had that. He always wanted to hold on to me. So what happened was I ended up finding him. I came home early, stopped next door where he was at, and him and the next door neighbor got done fucking, and she was getting dressed. I got to see that for almost 80, she dyed her pubic hairs red like her hair. Kid you not, that was too much to see. I walked out, acted like I couldn't get in, and he never in 2 years said, hey, the neighbors were right. He went crazy over it. Yeah. The neighbors told me a week later, and I winked at them and said, I've already known. I've known for a long time. 2 weeks. Or was it a week? It was between a week to 2 weeks. My neighbors were like, hey, Steffa, your husband's over next door a lot. And there's like talk about their sex going on. I couldn't sit there and argue about it and go, I don't know. I'm really dumb. Yeah. It's always when somebody gets home early, isn't it? The significant other thinks they're not going to get caught. They get home early to surprise the other person. Boy, they get a surprise too. Woo-hoo! Took me 2 years to, even talk about it or even want to think about it because I spent all summer outside. I got really dark tan. My hair turned white blonde. I didn't even have to dye it that year. Oh, it was great. I looked like a Mexican, a blue-eyed Mexican that had white blonde hair. Oh, it was fucking great. My ex goes, why don't you want to spend time inside? And I go, I don't want to spend time inside because it's with him. I don't want him to think I want to have sex. So our sex life went from it just went downhill. I couldn't think of having sex with him no more. I made him take a shower. Oh yeah, I had to make him. And it was like you're screwing everyone in the neighborhood. What number am I today? That's the only thing I thought. What number was I number 2? Was I number 10? And that's where it started up, where I was just not very happy with the idea of being with someone who's been with someone, and you're like, it just doesn't, yeah. But I enjoy when Prime's on here. He's a pretty good dude too. And if Prime didn't show up every so often, I'd be like bumming too. I hope to meet you, Prime. I know a vampire bar in Detroit. They used to call it the psychic bar. There was no someone in front going, I got a card and you're not going to guess it, you're not getting in. Like Neil. Oh, it was in Constantine. In Constantine, they had a psychic bar where you had to guess the card, what was on it. Well, it looks like I'm dwindling. When I get down to 0 and I wait a bit and no one comes back, I'll leave. I figure this is Saturday. This is my only night I'm going to be staying up and being on here. I'll have to go on pretty early tomorrow so I can take a nap and be ready out the door by 7:15. I got to pick up Sarah. That's 7:30, and then be there before 8. So I got to get it. You're going to have breakfast, Sunday breakfast with Stefania. What are you eating for breakfast? So when I got talking about evil and stuff, how to avoid it, it's a lot of meditation and raising your vibration. If this is what John had told me, and maybe I should read it from what he had said about dating and sex when you don't know someone and you're going for a booty call. He had stated that's all you're giving into. You're filling a hole that will need to be filled again and again and again. And it doesn't matter by who, and it doesn't have the love or the sympathy and everything about it, you know. So when you have, sex with somebody who doesn't really care, they just want to have sex, it's not the thing that is productive. Oh, excuse me. Them damn burping spiders. So I have been wearing what my dad gave me when I had, it's a jade heart that my dad got at the Wall of China. I also got an ashtray, the Wall of China. And my father, let's just put it this way, he would remember me and the other people and stuff. He'd get like, people he'd remember who was close to, like mainly it was me and the kids. And I'm like, Dad, you didn't get, oh, well, I buy this and this for the kids, they don't want the trinkets that I'd buy you because they already have jade in this and you don't have a whole lot. So I started buying jade when it was reasonable. Now it's gotten more expensive. But I got like a big jade keychain. I'm thinking of making it into a big, like necklace or even a thing for your hand. So I got to figure out how to work it. That's where I'm at with that. So my next, I have down below here, I have information on, I want to start going live on my other channel, which is called Grump from Pahrump. A grumpy person is more or less saying, I got to change the name called Beauty and Exercise. I just trying to figure out what name I'm going to name it. But for now, it is Grump from Pahrump, who's getting rid of his rump. So Grump from Pahrump, getting rid of your rump and being healthy, thinking about cleansing, and we will do with recipes. I will do a lot in doing with cooking, a little bit more. I will have to do it in my other kitchen. That means I have to really make it look good. So the new channel I have been trying to push is Grump and Pahrump. It's diet. It's exercise, beauty, it's everything. There's no weed smoking, there's no drinking, there's no other stuff. It's just dealing with that. So here I need to get some more festivities going on. So I'm going to take this out and get some weed here. First, we're going to smoke and get drunk and fall in the junk. When I was a kid, I was what they called a latchkey kid, where I'd go home and let myself in and do my homework and whatnot. And you would get people calling up, like neighbors who were nosy, who needed a, we got the Kravitz of the neighborhood. And I would answer the phone as a man, and they'd go, "Well, you got some guy watching your kids?" And my dad goes, "Yeah, sure do." He didn't know what to say. And he goes, "You remember when I taught you how to talk like a guy? Let me hear your voice." "Oh, sure. I'm here. I'm watching the kids." And my dad's like, "Oh, shit." They think it's a real guy. Just like when I lived in Detroit, I had a mannequin by the window with the light on, and it looked like she was reading, and we'd have a TV going. Yeah, it was pretty freaking cool. We had a TV going, and then neighbors would swear they heard. I'd go, "Bye, Mom," and they'll go, "Bye," like she was saying goodbye, and people would swear they heard her walking around, and I go, "Oh, maybe that mannequin got its own life. Who knows? It's not mine anymore." But maybe that mannequin's got its own thing going on. Yeah, we were the only house not broken into. What we can figure is they actually, what was heard is that there was footsteps by the door. The house was haunted, and I knew it was. I didn't know it was that haunted. It was so haunted that it stopped a robber from robbing the house because they heard footsteps by the door. They had knocked out the porch light and gouged out the keyhole, or ready to pull it out. You could see it, that they were getting ready to pull out the keyhole to open up the whole house. And they heard footsteps on the front, going to the front door, and they ran. When we got there, we couldn't get to the front door, and our light was out. What we found out is they smashed the light in the light, so you couldn't get in, couldn't see. So we had to, for over a week, go in the back door, because the front door, we had to special order this damn lock. Oh, what a pain in the ass. And put a new lock in. It was horrible. We hired a guy to do it because it was under our insurance. So it was pretty cool. Anyway, yeah, our house was haunted, so it made it more believable that there was somebody walking around there when there was nobody there. They actually believed, and they would say, "Well, we hear someone walking," and I go, "Oh God, we got ghosts." Oh shit. They would swear they would see the drapes move, all kinds of shit. They just thought that we had our mom living there for years, because we lived across what's a halfway house. When people get off drugs, they had women do all kinds of crazy stuff. I had a luau, and one of my ex's friends wanted to ask the woman for a date because she kept flashing him. So I went across the street. Hi, I remember you said I had problems. I come to you. Yep. I go, your lady is flashing all my family and friends. Now, I think that's great when it's like Mardi Gras. You're in a place where everyone's drinking and you're drinking and you think it's funny. I go, I'm not drinking. I don't think that's funny. And neither does my friends. She goes out and back, and you hear the nurse go, "Put that shirt off. You are not going in the backyard by yourself ever again." And that was it. That was the only problem we ever had. And it was so funny. It was during a luau, and we had Bobo tell my ex, "Hey, that woman across the street flashed me. Maybe I should ask her out on a date." That's how his wives work. Oh boy. So that's where it went with that. So yeah, yeah. So I got my HBO Max back. I got tired of watching. I don't mind watching documentaries, but they put so much commercials. It was like, really? I'm getting to the good part and you cut it off them? You fuckers. No, I'm not going to subscribe to your shit. You can go blow me. I was home mad. They want $40 to get everything, the music and the regular YouTube, and I'm like, I wouldn't mind paying yearly, and I do not want, you know, any commercials. I get enough on my other shit. I mean, they commercialize everything, and a lot it's the same thing. But I do want that fresh cooking. That would be good. They only go to two people. I'm one person, so that means I get lunch. Or if I cook it on a Friday, you know, they got like free. They either got the free desserts or the free desserts, appetizers, or the free what's it called, breakfast. So I guess I can finally, have something that is, cook something good, have it fresh, and it's $5 a meal. It comes with everything. So if you think about it, let me see. All right, $5 a meal. If you just get dinner, that's the thing, and you get free breakfast. That you made it because I'm only one person, so that's $70 a week, and I just buy little minuscule stuff at this grocery store. That'd save me a lot of money because I spend $100, and it's like, really, it doesn't even make hardly anything. Ah, so I do got a new channel. I'm trying to get subscribers. I need 48 subscribers, but I put 49. I had Stanley. He subscribed, and it's going to be health, beauty, and all that stuff. We're going to talk about the men health, how they have to, keep where their testosterone is up to snuff, and how to know if, the keynotes, how to feel good about yourself and your health, and keeping your communication open with your significant other. And that's what I'm going to be working with. And it's hard because I thought, well, my if someone loves you, they're not going to make fun of you fat. I mean, I didn't make fun of my ex fat. I just said he's a fucker. And yeah, there's times where because of his weight, he has ruined my Barbie shower. He got in there drunk, and yeah, it didn't turn out well. My shower is in shambles. And he's got the good shower now. And I'm like, bro, my son said, "Oh yeah, your shower's way better." I go, "Of course, it's got like this great shower head. I spent over $100 on the shower head alone because of one reason. It feels like you're being rained on. It feels so cool. I love it." When my work went over to California, they had the only thing that was good about this one house that had a shower head like that. We had to figure out how to turn everything off and get it, going. So yeah, it was something, but we, did well. So let's fire it up. I got a new. But I'm really happy. I've just been working hard and putting in my hard work and coming on, work. Yeah, John's a good guy, so keep him in your thoughts, your prayers, you got good people who are amazing. Said I'll never meet him, so. Well, I hope to meet Prime one day. He seems fun. Yeah, I'm being fished and I'm gonna just stay. Oh, God. I get so many guys who just, oh my. So I got one person here. I've been on for almost an hour and a half. And I'm gone braless. Look at that. Them puppies are just standing up and being good soldiers. Nope, I got 0 people. I am going to go up one person. You're like, you go incognito and then you go, hold it. Thank you for the thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And help yourself to the chat right over here. So here I am. I'm smoking weed. I have a channel called Grump and Pahrump. It's about health and beauty. It will be only about health and beauty. We'll be doing yoga. We'll be talking about different exercises. We'll even be talking about intermittent diets that are not diets, but where you don't eat for a certain amount of time. And we will talk about intermittent fasting. What's the difference between fasting and intermittent? And then we'll go on health and what I want to do is actually try that fresh thing. And I know it's like I'm thinking if it's if I just buy dinners, I should be pretty cool because it's $5 a thing. So if I get free whatever, like free breakfast, I can go and just spend half of that. That'd be, $25, $30 max a week, and I got dinner, and that's like half the battle right there, or most of it. Breakfast seemed to be easy. Howdy, Renee. Uh, we're just sitting here smoking some green apple from DBJ. Enjoying some Kinky Aloha Breeze. That's by it's sugar coated. It's sugary and it's like 10%. Yeah, that would be specific. We're in the Western time zone over in the United States. Yeah, we're in the Western. Well, I'm going to get it going. You have a good one, Renee.